5,
How's
4,
my hair?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Dave Blaze. This is going to be a hot show.
My hair is going to be soon. It's going to be darker than yours.
Hey, I'm worth it. It's great.
You're worth it. Wait a minute.
L'Oreal.
My hair is going to be darker than yours, and you took that and said I'm worth it.
Because my hair. Oh my goodness. All right, and my hair is not going gray. It's reversing gray.
Dude, blackstrap molasses.
I know. I've been trying to tell everybody. Are we allowed to say vitamins?
Yeah, I know, but you got to take it. You got to actually take tablespoons of it. Yeah, I think you've been rubbing it into your head, right?
No. I've been taking the capsules. The capsules. See, I'm sharing all my beauty secrets here.
The capsules. How much is in the capsule?
Who knows? Something MGPP57. Who knows?
All right. We're good.
All right. This one is long awaited. We went a week and then we saved this rant for basically right now. Lots to talk about, but we feel reinforcements are here because Donald Trump is in the fight. First, we had Bongino here coming back and talking about fake MAGA. And finally, the big guy, Donald Trump, starting to call people out, starting with the biggest guy in the block, Tucker. Your thoughts, Dave Blaze?
I think it's high time that that the president starts getting on these guys that are just grifting off of a movement that he started and energized a grassroots base on. And these people like Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and the others that Trump himself is calling out, they're not really on board with Make America Great Again. All they want to do is earn money off of it and then twist people's minds into thinking that Trump is no good or the movement is dead or whatever it is. So it's good that the president's calling them out.
One of the videos I'm going to make is probably going to be out by the time this is out, is the correlation between America 250, the new publication we have, basically showing pictures, Donald Trump right from the beginning, how he was the one who founded the Make America Great. We all know that. But early on, the T-shirts didn't even have Make America Great Again on them. He came up with this concept.
Let me make mention of this. You're the guy that was there. You were taking those pictures.
Right. And my point is with this, Dave, is that when you have something like this, I've seen firsthand what Make America Great MAGA is. What has happened is it got other people in it says, whoa, this is not what it was about. It was always about what he's doing now. Peace through strength, a strong America, basically us being the envy of the world and the fear of the world. And that's what helps make America great. Making America great again is protecting this country from people that are hostile to our country.
And there is nothing more America first than taking out terrorists who have maimed and killed our own servicemen and women, who chant death to America and who pose a threat to the homeland.
Look at the shirts. They say Trump on it and not Make America Great Again, because it was later on, before his campaign actually became a campaign, that Donald Trump finalized the concept of it.
MAGA, President Trump is the leader of MAGA. He's the creator of the MAGA movement.
What is the concept of MAGA? Well, I'll tell you what is not. It's not splendid isolation. That's because I heard it a million times from Donald Trump. Make America Great is about peace through strength.
And so President Trump is a leader of the peace through strength foreign policy doctrine.
That is what MAGA is all about. So when you hear all these people saying, oh, Donald Trump has left MAGA, he hasn't. He's been consistent all the way through.
President Trump has proven he's a man of his word. If you go back and look, not just over the past year as president, but in his first term and in many years in his private life as well.
Donald Trump just called out people that are fake MAGA.
I would just remind people, X is not real life. This president lives in the real world. And with respect to MAGA, President Trump is the leader of MAGA.
This is my true rant on this, so people could understand. The reason why I'm here and people listen to me is not only because of George Magazine, but I spent actual time with Donald Trump, 2 years, And before that, I had a business, a photography business that did other things besides politics.
Well,
Now,
and that's why Trump had you on, right? Is because you already had a major photography business, and then you lent that into the Trump campaign.
Right. So you guys know, and you could see this. One of the things that I specialized in was the fisheye lens. That was almost what made me famous in the photography world with weddings, because it shows like the expressions of everyone else. I brought that into the campaign, the fisheye lens. And by doing that, it showed everything which Donald Trump was complaining that the mainstream media was not showing the other people all around. That's what the lens did. It came from outside of politics. Now, really quick, and I'll say this. When it comes to Dave Blaze runs an international IT company. This is beyond MAGA. His client list, which I will not reveal, but I know some of them, you would be like, oh, no wonder why Dave knows this or that. Because even before all this, these were some of your customers. And this is why this information that you bring out is so strong, because of the people you already knew before all of this. And that's the difference with what's happening.
Right. That's true. And I thank you for bringing that out. You and I have real credentials, but so many in the MAGA sphere. Why are people listening to them?
Listen. Okay.
I don't understand.
Without even naming names, there are people that I disagree with, you disagree with, that are out there that you could say, oh, I get it. I get why this person has a voice and why people listen to them. Granted, I disagree, but they were part of this administration or part of that administration, or they were having different credentials within there.
Right.
These people, you could say, oh, okay, I can see. There is a whole group of people out there that have no credentials. Their credentials are like, well, I have a degree. Okay, well, I went to college too. Or they have, I am a voice in this because I did research. Yeah. Why are these people in here? And notice how some of them are now turning on Donald Trump. You wonder if they were planted there in the first place.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that they were just planted there. And then you also have those that are useful idiots that claim their research, because when you dig down on it, their research was watching Telegram videos and participating in various chat rooms. That's their research. Oh, I've done my research. They've done nothing. They've done nothing. They know nothing.
Again, in this whole movement, if you can think about what people actually do, and I'm just saying this because Charlie Kirk, he founded an organization that went to college campuses, the traditional stronghold of the Democrats. He went in there to find people to explain to them conservatism and registering them to vote.
Right.
So that was actually doing something. That's actually going out there and doing something. And you could understand that. Right. A lot of these people that you see, the far right, woke right, so-called MAGA influencers, all they're doing is, look, I did research on this, or my intel source tells me that, which they never come true. But that's why you have here, and it's why it says hello, George, because that post was talking specifically about the media. And so here we are doing this through credentials that are legit, and we're telling you the truth. The stuff we're telling you is the absolute truth, researched and double-checked to make sure that the information you get is accurate. And the proof is in the pudding here with all these George magazines that we told you things from way back when.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. The covers especially, pay attention to the covers, because the covers are giving actual glimpses of what's to come.
Right. Going back to 2 years before Donald Trump came back in office, right? So 2 years before he came back in office, we wrote about the persecutions of Christians in, is it Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. And we talked about how Donald Trump would champion the Christians specifically, not just freedom of religion, specifically Christians. 2 years ago, we put that in there.
Yep.
So that's just one of them. If you follow us for a while, you'll see it. So anyway, that's my rant, because it, to me, is like, now that we're here, Donald Trump is actually, it's almost like Bongino came in first and called out some of these fake MAGAs and doomers. And then now the big guy, Donald Trump, is coming in after them. So it's interesting what's going on.
Right. Now, before we get into our main topic, which is involving how the Iranians are manipulating Bitcoin and so forth, and Tether, let's just make mention of the fact that in line with our continuing expansion, as we're putting as the magazines are going to be distributed far and wide, far greater than they are now. But the thing is that we had to completely redo the platform of georgemagazine.com. And today is the day it launched. It's under final review right now, but you can access it. And it's a big deal.
Can I give everyone a 1 minute overview of what it looks like and how it's different?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second. Watch this. All right. I'm just doing a thing, and then we're coming back.
Yeah.
So Dave Blaze, that's it. It's an absolute beautiful website. And if I can say, Dave's other company that has nothing to do with George Magazine, except for, of course, they do all the support. Dave Blaze has a separate business. Guys, go to, is it blaze.team? And if you have your own website needs, their team can take care of it for you.
Yeah, big or small, it doesn't matter. We'll handle whatever you have.
But if you look at the website, it is absolutely beautiful. It's part of our new preparation for expansion of what we're doing. By the way, guys, the magazines, one of the things we added was a digital version of it. We have people from all over the world now, which it was not cost effective to always have them ship overseas. Now they could get it right there, and you could get it too with a digital subscription.
Yep.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, today alone, we've taken subscriptions for the digital version from Hong Kong, from Morocco, from Egypt. We've got orders from Egypt, places where if we were to ship the physical magazine, the shipping is just prohibitive.
Yes. Okay. Dave, in just a little bit, we're going to do a commercial, but we are talking today about all this stuff and the connection between the economics of this Iranian war, making the connection with Bitcoin. It is very, I won't say complicated to understand, but we need a walkthrough on it. Once again, if you knew what I knew about Dave Blaze's other company, Blaze Team, if you knew what I knew about their client list, you'd be like, now I understand where Dave Blaze gets some of this information from. But you're going to clear it all up and understand what's going on with Bitcoin today. I had a friend just contact me and say, oh my goodness, what's happening with Bitcoin? You're going to give everyone a walkthrough on it in just a minute. America turns 250 years old, and George Magazine is marking the moment with a publication worthy of the milestone. Inside this limited edition, we reveal the true Trump story told through photographs that document his rise from the very beginning. These are the photos that shape the narrative. Trump's road to the presidency cannot be told fully without them. Many of the images never seen by the public. Some will eventually be donated to the Trump Presidential Library, and you can see them now. Hardcover, museum grade, built to last, a collector's piece designed for America's 250th birthday. Never seen before Trump photographs from Trump's early journey, stunning images of America the Beautiful, quotes from American presidents, all new pages of hints of what's coming next. Only 1776 copies available, each one signed by me. Once they're gone, they're gone. So get yours today at georgemagazine.com. All right, Dave Blaze, very important topic here. I know there's a lot of interest with this, but there is a correlation between Bitcoin, the price fluctuation, and all this stuff going on in Iran. Dave, I don't even know where to start. I could play the video talking about the dark fleet. I don't know where you want to start because I don't understand it fully, and I have some questions for you about that.
Well, let me just get people up to speed. First of all, in Iran, their currency is the rial. The rial is so debased that it's pretty much untradeable, except of course within Iran.
Could you define debased, just so we know? Like,
if you look at the recent currency exchange rates, and like a rial is maybe 1/1000th of a dollar.
Okay.
So it's got very little value as compared to the US dollar.
Okay, right. Got it. All right.
Now, so however, inside Iran, it's different, of course, because that's what they're using for trade, for goods and services and so on. So after the attacks began, after the United States and Israel began the attacks on Iran, what the regime started doing, and this is what caused the spike back up in Bitcoin, is they started converting through a domestic exchange site. They started converting their reals into Bitcoin and Tether.
Really quick, when you say domestic, do you mean United States domestic or domestic?
No. In other words, an exchange site. Now, for example, within the United States, we have Coinbase.
Okay.
Outside the United States, there might be Binance. But this particular exchange site is within Iran. So the regime pretty much controls it.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. And so what I'm saying is that they had attempted to do these shenanigans through Binance or Coinbase or Uphold or whatever, one of the other exchange sites. They would have been spotted right away. So they have
like almost like currency manipulation, or when you say spotted?
Well, spotted because what they're trying to do, they're trying to take the wealth. The regime is trying to take the wealth that they've amassed and get it out of Iran into a safer location without being spotted by the banking system, which is commonly known as SWIFT, because Iran has all sorts of sanctions on them about what they can buy and sell and so on, because they are the world's leading sponsor of terrorism everywhere. So all the various countries have sanctions on them. So it's very difficult for them to make money moves.
Okay, if I could ask a question here, just so everyone understands.
Ask.
Okay, if I was in Iran and I was part of the upper echelon there, and I am rich with the rial, their version of the dollar.
Right.
Obviously, with the possible regime change, they might not even use the rial anymore. It might totally collapse. Correct?
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. Or it would be revalued.
Okay.
Right? Depending on the wealth of the nation. That's what it depends on.
Okay. So I am a rich person in Iran. I have a lot of rial. Suddenly I'm panicking because the supreme leader is gone. Maybe it's going to be a whole new administration with everything. And then that my rial is not worth anything. But if there was a way to convert that into Bitcoin, put it in a cold wallet, which we told about, and if I flee the country or get some deal, I still have my money.
It gets a little more complicated because don't forget there are ways to track it. So what they're doing is it's not only they're converting to Bitcoin, which primarily they are, but also regular citizens of Iran that obviously see what's happening. They are trying desperately to convert their reals into tethers. Now, a tether is a stable coin which is pinned, the term is pinned to the US dollar.
Right.
In other words, this coin is the same value as the US dollar. So if they can exchange their reals for tethers, and then somehow get the download the tethers from the exchange site into a wallet that is outside of Iran, then basically they have dollars stored in these wallets that are
right. Because if they're trying to flee the country or they're trying to preserve their wealth,
right.
The chances are their real is not going to be worth much, if anything. And if they have literal gold, they have to like put it in a bag and try to walk around with it. But if they have it on a jump drive, or that's where their wealth is on some sort of cold wallet, then they're able to move.
And it would have to. And don't forget what these guys did is they set up these wallets outside of Iran, so they might be in Russia. Most of them are set up within either Russia or Southeast Asia, like Thailand, where the restrictions are very loose. Okay. So what they've done is they've set those wallets up. They convert the reals to tethers and Bitcoin. Then they transfer the Bitcoin that's in their accounts on their domestic exchange into those wallets that are outside of Iran, whether in Russia or Southeast Asia. And that's how they're getting their funds out of the country.
Now, Dave, does this now signal to Americans listen, the regime is on its last leg, not only because Donald Trump and the United States is bombing their infrastructure, but it's also on this last leg because what are they going to do? Say, okay, well, we need more of this. They're going to pay for it with what at this point? Because they can't use a real, correct? Or they can.
So what they're doing is they can't, like you just said, they can't physically walk around with bags of gold because it's heavy. So what I would assume they would be doing is, in order to pay for things now, which is few and far between because China's not shipping them any more weapons, right, during this time of conflict. So in order to pay for things now, they would have to pay in gold.
Well, the other thing is, like, even Iran, if they wanted something, Bitcoin. How are they going to pay? Well, if you were China, would you sell them weapons and take reals because it might be worthless?
No, you would take tether.
Tether.
If you were China, you would take tether because tether is pinned to the dollar. One tether stable coin is the same value as a dollar, so it's an easy conversion.
Okay, now all that being said, and we understand that how this works, what is the connection between the dark fleet and the Bitcoin? Should I just show the video explaining what the dark fleet is first?
Show the video first, and then we'll go into that.
Across the globe, billions of dollars of black market oil moves through a network of aging tankers known as the dark fleet. From high-tech signal spoofing to old-school disguise, these vessels employ shadowy tactics to bypass international law. But a new U.S. crackdown on Venezuelan oil is finally moving to strangle this illicit trade.
The dark fleet model, for now, with Venezuela has been broken.
The so-called Dark Fleet is a network of some 1,400 ships that transfer Venezuelan, Russian, and Iranian oil in violation of U.S. and other international sanctions.
Don't forget something. What you just saw right there with the Dark Fleet and the stream of ships.
Right.
Those stream of ships were going from Venezuela to China and back. Right? That was the route. And that is how China was buying oil from Venezuela. Now, they're doing was doing a similar thing with Iran. And what they were doing in exchange, China would be supplying weaponry and so forth and so on, whatever else Iran needed, in exchange for deeply, deeply discounted oil. But both of those sources of oil have now been cut off, right? Venezuelan oil is now going into Texas to be refined and sold on the open market.
Right.
And Iran is no longer able to get their oil to China, right?
Right.
So China is now forced into purchasing oil, their oil needs, which are humongous, from like Saudi Arabia. And in order to do it from Saudi Arabia, they have to convert whatever they have into US dollars. So the dollar has become back again to being a safe haven. And we see the dollar index hovering around that 100 mark, which is enormous.
Right. So if I can explain it this way, because there were sanctions on these countries, they were still selling the oil at a discount, almost like illegal stolen goods at the sidewalk. It was much cheaper, but they dealt with not dollars, but in a lot of this, it was dealt with, if I'm right, Bitcoin. Was that what they're using as a means of?
They were primarily using to pay for the oil. They were using Bitcoin and Tether. Right. That's what was going on back and forth. But let's not forget something, that for several decades, China has been funding Venezuela and the Maduro regime. When Maduro was in power, China was funding them and purchasing deeply discounted oil from Venezuela. And that's pretty much how the Maduro regime kept in power, is because they were being funded by China and Russia. That's all cut off now.
Right. And if I can tell you, everyone, seriously, and I'm not going over the top with this, but the brilliance of Trump, who first said, okay, this is how this works. You have Venezuela to China, to Iran, to China, and all this stuff. The sanctions aren't working. So he puts ships in near Venezuela. Of course, later on, he picks up Maduro. But in the meantime, it already stopped some of these ships from going everywhere because these dark fleets were stopped.
Yeah.
The United States, what was that?
President Trump, the Trump administration stopped that entire black fleet because they could not get to Venezuela.
Right. And that's why you see these, they made some of these ships turn around. Some of these ships were empty and people were like, why is they stopping an empty ship? Why is the United States? Because they're making transports and picking up and
right.
making, it's like, it's illegal trade by the standards of the United States putting sanctions on them.
Right.
With us.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now,
so this is all going on. So I want to bring it back though, Gene. I want to bring it back to the ups and downs of Bitcoin. But this is why we're seeing moves in Bitcoin, is because of these of the situation with the oil and how Bitcoin was being used to pay for it. So all of a sudden now you have the Iranians trading in their reals, purchasing large amounts of Bitcoin, and you see Bitcoin on the rise again because a lot of the Bitcoin is being taken off of the market and stored in these wallets that are outside of Iran.
Okay. Now right now we know the background information. Is there something that we should watch that, hey, when you see this happen, you know things are getting better for the United States or whatever? Or is it just something that we, in general, just watch the whole thing play out?
Well, here's how you got to look at this. You have right now, you have Russia and China watching their military equipment be annihilated by the United States. Iran is down now to fighting. The only planes they have left to fight with are like Vietnam era planes. That's it. They got nothing else. We've drastically eliminated all of their ballistic missile capabilities. The fact that they thought initially that they would fire missiles off into United Arab Emirates and Qatar and so forth, thinking that by attacking these other nations, that they would then pressure the United States into, oh, you got to stop this. We can't handle it.
Right.
It backfired.
Right.
Big time. And now those countries are united with the United States and Israel against Iran.
And if I could just say this, and at least for me, I'll close on this. Do you understand now why other hostile countries have this propaganda system in the United States saying that our dollar, oh, I can't wait till the dollar crashes. Please, dollar, please crash.
So So crazy.
Do you understand what's going on here? Because let's do this. If you were living in Iran, you're a good person living in Iran, would you say, oh my goodness, I love the real, their dollar, I love it? Or would you be panicking with that and crush their economy because people are like, wait a minute, I better exchange this because this dollar, or this real dollar, might not be worth anything in about 2 days.
Right.
So you understand how that monetary system can actually crush a nation. And now you see why other countries might want to say and get it in the minds of people, oh my goodness, the dollar, it needs to go. We don't need a dollar. We need something else. We need a new system of things.
Right.
So
and this brings us full circle back to the woke right MAGA influence of podcasters that do nothing but parrot the propaganda points of Russia and Iran in trying to destabilize and turn regular American citizens against their own country.
Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.